Two roads diverged in yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. That's the first stanza of Robert Frost's famous poem, The Road Not Taken. It's such a wonderful description of what it's like to stand at the crossroads of life, struggling to make a difficult decision. The fear and frustration that comes with the uncertainty of the unfamiliar is something that we've all had to deal with at certain points in our lives. It can be hard enough to pick what we're having for dinner, but when we're faced with a potentially life-altering choice, it can be utterly excruciating. Sleepless nights, upset stomach, lack of focus are just a few of the overwhelming symptoms that come with have to make a huge decision. We don't know what to do, we don't know which way to go, and worst of all, we don't know how to figure out what to do or which way to go. What we hope for is direction. What we want is guidance. What we need is clarity. Or at least that's what we think we need, right? It says as much in the poem, I looked down one as far as I could. We want to be sure that we know everything that we can possibly know to help us figure out which path to take. And that makes sense. We should do our due diligence, dot all of our I's and cross all of our T's, so that we can make an informed decision. Fortunately, however, that only gets us so far. We can look down one road all we want to, but eventually we can't see past the undergrowth. So in our frustration, we cry out for clarity. We want the fog to be lifted so we can see and be certain that our choice will be the best choice and the outcome will be all that we hope and expect it to be. We say we want clarity, but what we really want is the ability to tell the future. I hate to burst your bubble, my friend, but I'm pretty sure that's not possible. As nice as it would be, there's no crystal ball, tea leaves, or magic 8-ball that can tell us for sure which road we should take or how things will turn out when we take it. Now that's not to say we shouldn't strive for clarity. In fact, when we're trying to make a big decision, clarity is exactly what we need. It's just that that kind of clarity isn't in the cards, so to speak. When we find ourselves at the crossroads of life, not knowing which way to go, while it may not be able to look into the future, making a decision will be much easier if we're clear about two things in the present. Number one, we need to be clear about who we are. What is your true identity? Secondly, we need to be clear about who we're following. Who will influence your decision the most? Think about it. If you don't have clarity on exactly who you are or who you want to be, how are you going to decide which way to go? And if you don't know who influences you the most, how will you know if you should trust who you're listening to? So let me be crystal clear. You are a beloved child of God. That is who you are. That is your true identity. You are loved, you are forgiven, you are special, you are saved. And as a result, you are called to follow Jesus Christ. He will lead you on the right paths because unlike the person in the poem, you are not a lone traveler. No matter which road you take, He will be with you. So even if you don't always know exactly what you're supposed to do or which decision you need to make, you can have clarity because you have God. Or more importantly, God has you. I'm Pastor Stephen Mims, and that's your word for Wednesday. May God bless you.